Shalom Marcus will come back Passion Jim Islam giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Chachwadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that push this truth in all sincerity. Back again with another quick video. News today is that apparently humanity is gone beyond the 8 million mark now. So there's apparently officially, according to Esau or whoever, right? There's 8 billion people on the earth, man. And you know what we always say, that in this time that we're living in, why is there so much people in the earth right now? Because the Lord's in control of, population, right? Ultimately, right? And why is there so many people in the earth right now? There's never been like this. Like, I mean, you see this chart here, right? And you see the raise, the rates. It's all happened in a relative short space of time in comparison to before. This is going through different areas in the world and whatever, but they all look the same essentially. It was steady mostly, and the 1200s it's starting to get a little bit more, but really a big jump just recently. If that's what the 1600s is there, right? So let's just say, the 1900s. These last 100 or so years, 120 years, or whatever, that it's just gone astronomically high. We're in the last days, man, and the reason why all these people are here, because it's time for judgment, man, and these people are going to receive, well, not all of them, obviously, save the elect, right? They're going to receive the judgment in the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is coming. Okay, and the Lord is bringing them here for that judgment. Okay? And Amos chapter 5 verse 18 says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Right? The day of the Lord is fast approaching us, man. And all these people here are here to receive judgment. Like I said, save the elect, But people are either going to be destroyed or put into slavery, man. But all these people are going to live through a fucking traumatic time, man. Right? There's going to be a lot of death in the world, man. The numbers are so fucking ridiculously high right now in comparison to other eras, other centuries and whatever, man. A lot of people are going to fucking die. Okay, but all that is part of the judgment. Okay, it's all part of the judgment. All right? It's 2 Ezra chapter 14 verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come. All right, so everybody dies, right? Everybody returns back to the spirit world to meet the Heavenly Father, man, and receive their judgment, right? So for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, right? But automatically, right, part of the judgment is that you're going to be sent back to earth to live, right? And the punishment is going to manifest itself in that lifetime. Okay, that's how it works, man. There's no, spiritual region in the earth called hell where Satan there waiting to, prod you, man. Have you be burning up in flames for eternity. That don't exist in the scriptures, man. That's some Greek mythology that was got, the language of it, okay? That obviously is Greek language, Hades and all that kind of business, right? Which represents, place of judgment. That's what they believed, right? But it was in their language. So we got words like Hades and stuff like that, but we know Hades don't exist. Okay, the Lord of the underworld, he don't exist, right? Orcus and them, man, right? They don't exist, right? So I know it's not talking about that, but read the grave, right? Everyone goes to the grave, everyone dies and gets buried or, turns to dust, as the scriptures say, right? So you go out to the spirit world, you get judged, you get sent back, okay? And you live out whatever life the Most High prescribed to you based on whatever it is that you did, right? That's how it works. All right, and a lot of people are back here to receive this particular judgment in the day of the Lord. Like, I don't know how many people existed up until this time, man, but I don't know. I'm gonna make a wild guess and just say it's close to this number that we're at today. 8 billion, individuals since the beginning of time. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, innit? But these souls, these people are all here in the last days, right? To receive whatever type of judgment the Lord has set out for them to have, man. Obviously, people are gonna die, in the meantime and all that kind of stuff. They were exempt from that particular judgment. Evelyn, the Queen, they just got, returned to the spirit world, if that's what really happened, right? And so they're there. Okay, they're awaiting their return into slavery. That's what their judgment is, right? But for those of them that survive until the day of the Lord, man, that's why you're here, to receive that judgment. Okay? But anyway, it says, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Right? So, it's not always the case, but it's safe to assume. Well, not safe to assume, but, most of the time, when you see someone that's so fucked up, it's got to do something, man. Right? Now, we know in the scriptures sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes they're just there for an example or to fulfill prophecy. Like Yahushua and, what was it? He was lame. The guy was lame from his birth. Was it blind from his birth? One of the two, right? Slakia. And he was born that way. And the disciples were asking him, "Oh, did he sin, or did his father sin, or whatever it was?" And the Lord was like, "Neither, none of those things." Okay, it was simply put there for the Lord to perform that miracle, man. Okay, so we know there's cases like that, but in general sense, if they live in some fucked up lives, because they've done something, man. And right now, this is the turn of the wicked, right? So the wicked, man, they're getting away with their shit, but that's why they're here today, to receive this judgment, man, because they don't get away with nothing. Most say never forget. All right. But that's how it generally works, right? So I just got a couple examples, man. It's Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. Okay, and it says here, because reincarnation is the thing, it's something that we teach. Okay, something that really exists, right? And this was said unto Daniel. It says, "But go thou thy way until the end be, for thou shalt rest," meaning, effectively you'll die. Okay, you'll give up the spirit. Okay, you'll return unto me, kind of thing, right? And stand in the lot at the end of the days. In the last days, Daniel's going to make a return. Right? And he's probably come back a few times. But the Lord made it specifically that he's going to return at the end. But obviously Daniel didn't continue on living from the time he was around to today, So obviously he died. But he's here. He's here today, So how can that possibly be? All right, and this is from Job 19, verse 25. It says, "For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth." Okay, he's talking about the last days. "And though after my skin worms destroy this body," again, Job is saying that he's going to perish. Okay, he's going to, his body's going to return to dust and be eaten by the worms and all of that, right? He says, "Yet in my flesh," again in another body, "shall I see God." Right? So he gonna return. Job is back today, and he's gonna see Yahushua when he returns. Right? So reincarnation exists. The spirits of these men are back in different vessels, man. That's all it is. And they have no remembrance of the former things, so they're just back today, doing what they're supposed to be doing as men of the Lord, as part of the elect. They don't know their identities that they had in past times, because they're just here. But they're here. Like I said, Job never survived from the time he was born, to this time. He died, obviously. But he's back. right? So Revelation chapter 1 verse 7 says, behold, he coming for clouds in the last days, right? And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, right? So those that pierced him, that put him up on the cross, right? They're here today. Every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. How is that possible? That was over 2,000 years ago. How did they survive? But no, they died, and they been brought back, right? And like I said, this is why there's so many people on the earth right now, because a lot of people are being brought back for this time, to live in this time, to receive judgment in this time. All right? Like all the prophets are here. All the elect are here, all the men. Okay, at some point in this recent time, they've been here. We know some already passed on to the spirit world, man, but we've been here in this era. Because like I said, it's only really been this era that it's the numbers are so high. All these populations have been growing like crazy all of a sudden. Let's just say in the last 100 years or so. Probably the latter half of the 1900s, man. But it's just crazy increases, man, compared to the rest of the time. Right? So everyone's being brought here. More or less, right? To see out these last days, man, when the Lord's judgment. Everybody's gonna witness this, man. Every spirit is gonna witness this, And that's the time we're living in, man. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Lord and Mrs. Edifying. And catch you brothers and sisters on the next one, man. So till next time, I say Shalom.